a rock band.
All you have to do is invest in cryptocurrency. First Moon, then Lambo. It can't fail. Nothing but gains.
Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. So if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button to follow us along on the channel. You have a chance to win a Nano ledger with some cryptocurrency. And that list of cryptocurrencies that you could win has actually grown a little bit today, and we'll talk about that later. So if you've been following us along, you watched our video yesterday. I did say in our video yesterday that I do believe that we have hit the bottom. I think that we did bottom out last night. I will be surprised if the market cap dips back below where it was yesterday. I think that we could have went all the way down to 6,500. We went down to about 6,700. I think that probably is about as far as it's going to go. I'll be shocked, like I said, if we go further than that. Today, the market cap is at $302 billion, almost $303 billion. It's been continuing to climb. Bitcoin right now is at 6,900, which is really good. That means that tomorrow maybe we can get back 71, 7,200, and, you know, maybe what we'll see from this is as we hit a bottom, we'll continue to climb, because for the last several weeks, we've been really stuck at about the same level. So maybe this will spur on some growth. So everything in the top 10 are winners today, but something I've noticed, and I don't know, maybe you guys had already noticed this. I had not. This slipped past me. The Monero, so the number 9, 10, 11, and 12 for a long time had been IOTA, Tron, Neo, and Monero, and they all just were fighting back and forth into different positions. Well, Monero has now dropped down to number 14. Dash is actually 13, and Tether has moved up into the 12 spot. But we'll just ignore Tether for the time being. And the Dash is now past Monero, which has been the first real big change I believe we've seen in the top 12 to 14 range here in a little while. And this probably has something to do with the fact that, you know, Japan banned privacy coins. And I think that probably hit Monero, and that, I think, is probably why it has dropped. So let's look at the biggest winners of the day. Ethereum Classic. We'll be looking at why Ethereum Classic was the big winner of the day. Outside of that, you've got to scroll down to Binance Coin to find one that was one of the top gainers that's in the top 20. Then we have Quantum, IOTA. IOTA and everything above that are up at least 5% today, so it's some pretty good gains. We did see some good gains today. Like, you know, we said yesterday, we probably see a bounce, and we have seen a bounce in a lot of cryptos. We do have some that are still down, but as you can see, it's not a huge percentage of those that are down. Veritasium, of course, had a pretty big dip today. It was the only crypto yesterday that actually gained. It was up about 12%, so it's just feeling that correction. So on to the news. Ledger Wallet now offers Nano and Nimic cryptocurrencies support. So Nano right now is ranked number 37 on CoinMarketCap.com. This is pretty big news for Nano. And we talked about how Nano has been one of the very biggest losers in all of cryptocurrency since the height of Nano. It's down over 90%. And I think that because of that, it's really due for a good balance. That's why DataDash picked Nano as one of his top 3 cryptocurrencies in June. I think that if we can get back on upward action in general in cryptocurrency, Nano is one that will really have a leg up on the competition because it's been down so low. So it'd be very interesting to see if this news of it now getting ledger support will help it to go up. It is up 2.43% today. Probably a little bit having to do with the news, a little bit having to do with the bounce. It would really be good to see Nano going back in a positive direction, as I think there's a lot of stuff to like about Nano personally. So let's take a look at Binance. It has quadrupled its user base since January, and it is going to launch Euro pairs. This is absolutely huge news for Binance. Probably why Binance Coin was the biggest gainer in the top 20, other than Ethereum Classic. I'm surprised to see, though, that the Binance user base has quadrupled. I guess probably this is not new money coming into Binance, obviously. If it was, we wouldn't be down in the market so much. I think what it is people are seeing these crappy exchanges, and they're realizing that if they move to Binance, there's a lot to like about it. And I think that really what we're seeing is a consolidation of other exchanges' user bases coming to Binance. But the Euro pairs is absolutely huge. And this article, it doesn't just say that they'll launch the Euro pairs. They say by the end of this year. And that's going to be absolutely huge in terms of new money coming into the space. Just think, if you don't have to buy something on Coinbase first and then send it to Binance, how much easier the process will be. So hopefully this will be one thing that will help bring new money into the space. So also, the other big news of the day having to do with an exchange, Coinbase is going to be adding Ethereum Classic support. Now, if you've been sitting around waiting to see, like I have, when Coinbase is going to add an ERC20, as they said they're definitely going to do that. If you don't know about Ethereum Classic, at first glance, you might say, oh, well, this is it. This is the ERC20. However, Ethereum Classic is not an ERC20. It is actually a fork of Ethereum. It is not built on the Ethereum platform. We're so used to, if it's associated with Ethereum, calling it an ERC20. I think it's important that everybody knows that this is not the ERC20 that's going to be added. Personally, I still believe it's going to be ZRX and possibly Basic Attention Token as well, as I've well documented that that's what I believe. But it's just cool to see that Coinbase is trying to, it seems like they're always just trying to be tit for tat with Binance. If Binance comes out with something, suddenly Coinbase releases something. So they better get on the go, because if Binance is able to add these Euro pairs before the end of the year, Coinbase might be in some trouble. It's got to start adding some things and adding them quickly to be able to keep up. So, upcoming MustangChain token manifestation event. The white paper for MustangChain is out. So, MustangChain is a token that is backed by VeChain Thor. And we talked about this one other time in the news, as they basically what they're doing is it's tracking expensive horses on the blockchain. So that's obviously a big business, especially when we just had the Triple Crown winner here in the United States. I'm not sure if our horse racing is an international affair, but in the United States, having a Triple Crown winner is a very big deal in horse racing. But a Triple Crown winner, I mean, the horses that come from that can be $100,000 as those move from racing horses to studs. So this is obviously a very big business. It's an uppity business, if you will. I'm certainly not into horse racing or into trading horses on the blockchain. But it's pretty cool to see that this does have their white paper out right now. You can find it, as always, in the links below. So the Oyster mainnet has officially launched. It had quite a few hiccups. They had to delay the release twice of the mainnet. The great news is it's out. So if you've been following along with Oyster, they had problems, or they had some issues with their Tangle, which is a similar technology to what IOTA uses. I believe if it's called a Tangle, it should be similar. But I think that the community was a little worried about this launch, because it did have to get delayed. One of these delays came at the very last second when they were supposed to release it. But you know what? I would rather a coin or a token take their time in launching their platform the right way, instead of launching something that's going to fail due to some type of fatal error or because they weren't prepared for it. So I think that, I'm not sure at what time they knew that these were going to get delayed, and maybe they held some information back, or maybe they didn't know until the last second they weren't going to be able to launch it. But either way, I don't think it's a big deal that it was delayed. I think that ultimately, like I said, the mainnet is launched right now. So if you've been following along with this project, drop us a comment below and let us know what you like about Oyster, because it is one I'm probably going to be doing a review on at some point soon. I know we talk about the news with it a lot. So Waltonchain received the Huron Blockchain Innovators Award at the Huron Blockchain Awards 2018. Once again, just driving home the point, as I've made several times here recently, that Waltonchain has really turned around their marketing, and people are really starting to view it as a valuable project. I believed all along it was a valuable project, but their marketing and their conference teams, or whatever you want to say, the people that are supposed to get out there and let people know about Waltonchain, they just weren't doing a good job, I feel like, for a long time. The good thing is that Waltonchain has really got to a point where they are hitting their stride at the right time, because obviously it really wouldn't have mattered how great their marketing team was during this bear run that we were on and still continue to be on. However, now, once we finally do hit a bull run, and who knows, maybe it's next year, but whenever it was, it seems like they've worked out the kinks, and that people are starting to really respect this project and see it for what I believe it is, which is a valuable project. So, the last story of the day, Apple has banned cryptocurrency mining on iOS, and basically what it means is that you can't have an app running in the background of an iOS product that is mining cryptocurrency. And they've even added an entire new set of rules regarding cryptocurrency. Now, Are these good rules? I don't really know. I can't say for sure. I know that people have discovered apps running in the background that are mining cryptocurrencies that, the users may not be having access to those cryptocurrencies. Like someone installs an app with some type of mining software on it, and the mining revenue is going to the owner of the app, not to the person who downloaded the app. So we have seen that happen a few times. I think iOS is just trying to protect, or Apple is trying to protect its iOS users from that. So I don't think this is really a big story. I think that this is probably a good thing. I don't think you should be able to, make money off of someone else's device without them even knowing it. That's what people try to do on the internet all the time with browsers. You'll download something and all of a sudden you'll have some weird toolbar on your browser. Luckily, I use Apple, so I don't have to deal with that. But I think that this is probably, like I said, I don't think this is a negative story for cryptocurrency. I don't think Apple is bearish on crypto because they're doing this. I think it actually, as we've seen with a lot of companies, I don't think this is what they're doing. But with Apple, I think they actually are trying to protect their users. So thanks for watching today's video, guys. I'm glad we made it through yesterday. I'm glad we made it through today. I feel like we're on the way up. Don't hold me to that. If we go back down, don't come with the pitchforks. But I do believe that probably the worst of this little storm is over. And I don't know how fast we're going to go up, but I do believe that we will be going up from here. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, enter our contest. Until next time, that was your Daily Crypto News.